back to Systematic Theology. This is Unit 7, and in this unit we will be continuing our discussion about the doctrine of God. This week in particular, we want to pay attention to the discussion of God's moral attributes, God's moral qualities. And these things are the ground and basis for the sort of morality that God wants us to live by, the characteristics that God wants us to have. So returning to the analogy we used in Unit 6, we talk about God's contagious and His non-contagious attributes. Last week we talked mainly about His non-contagious attributes. This week we're going to be talking primarily about His contagious attributes, those things that He wants us to catch, those characteristics and qualities that He wants us to have. And so this unit will be talking about the moral characteristics, the moral attributes that God really wants us to have. So there's readings in this unit from Erickson and from Grudem. There is a PowerPoint over this particular issue. And then I have sort of an interesting discussion question that was provoked by a sermon that I heard a few years ago from a very well-known preacher who argued in the middle of this sermon that God hated sinners. So what do you think about that? Does God hate sinners? And he looked at particular texts like Psalm 5 that raised this issue. Is a God who hates sinners compatible with a God who supposedly loves all? Does God love all? So that's the particular discussion question that you have. I look forward to seeing some interesting results in this section. There's also a quiz to close out the unit.